Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz, news and entertainment with a buzz. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Jamaica have a problem. A lot of persons are getting injured, a lot of persons are drowning, a lot of persons are losing their lives, whether it is voluntarily or not. I am speaking about a place that is known as Flatbridge, where, like I said, it seems as if every week we hear say a truck, a van, a car fly over the bridge, people deading. We say the relevant authority, meaning the government, they are not addressing the situation. And most persons with an iota of sense would say that it should be a simple fix, not meaning simple as simple, but simple in the fact that based on recent technology and things that are going on all over the world. I am going to show you a video that has been circulating all over social media with the Chinese pretty much building a bridge in the sky. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
The Chinese have achieved the impossible. They managed to build a bridge that reaches the sky, and its astounding height will definitely impress you. This project was considered impossible, and Western experts skeptically said it would take the Chinese 500 years to complete. However, Chinese engineers finished it in just 3 years and opened it for traffic. It is the highest bridge in the world at 565 meters and spans 1,340 meters. The Beipanjiang Bridge is designed to last 100 years and can withstand very strong winds. The most amazing fact is that there are no supports in the middle of the bridge. It is held up by 224 suspension cables. From a distance, the bridge looks like a dragon, showcasing the strength and power of China's infrastructure.
Now, people, when we talk about China versus Jamaica, innovation, laziness, incompetence, last days and confused, two different kettle of fish. But the facts are these: the fact that people are losing life on a regular basis, going on for years and decades. You would think that even if a single life is lost, that should put up some sorts of red flag, some sorts of light bulb in them head. Well, people, it seems as if they are lost, dazed and confused as usual. So I'm just showing you the difference with this bridge pretty much built in the sky. Thousands of feet up in the air. Thousands of feet or meters long. Flat bridge, maybe 10, 15, 20 meter max from one end to the next. Low, low, low on the ground, just above the river, Rio Cobre, I think. So how is it that this cannot be rectified? How is it that the relevant authority are not moving? People, me not really know the dynamics. I am not any sort of structural engineer, so I just say. Just as a layman looking at it, 7 Mile Bridge in Florida, Brooklyn Bridge, San Francisco Bridge, and then this bridge in China. If them can build that, why is it that Jamaica cannot build it? And I am not saying that it is going to take Jamaicans to build it, but the Chinese are already here. The Chinese have the innovation. They have the know-how. So therefore, why not put it into work? What are they waiting for? So are they waiting for more people to lose them life or get injured, or the bridge for just flat out drop down? People, me no know. Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on a controversial shooting by the police that took place at a place known as Angola Avenue, that is in Cockburn Pen Gardens, in which a young man known as Shamar Riley, 20-year-old, lost his life at the hands of the police. Based on what the police is saying, them run him down. There was a shootout, him wheel and pop off, they return, bigger fire, blaze him up. After the smoke clear, he was seen with a tool and a couple of rounds in his body. The residents are disputing, saying what the police is saying is a lie. This youth is a very good youth. This youth don't trouble anybody. This youth went to go get some food, and while he was coming back, he saw the police. He decided to run. He decided he was not going to have it with the police. Them run him down and gun him down. So I'm going to let you take a look to exactly what the residents had to say in an interview that they did with TVJ News. And I'm also going to let you hear from the MP, Dr. Angela Burke, exactly what they had to say, and then I'll give my piece.
When him run up and run go to the yard, he might tell him, say, officer, me ain't a bad man. Me a good youth. Call my father, no? I call my father, no? And them now still take no talk. And them the 2 car come pull up right here, so. Right here, so. And them exchange the gun them in the car and plant on the people them boy. Look about that to ramp with people, look about that to talk to people. Look about that to come per road neither.
This morning, I received the devastating news that a young man from our community, Shamar Riley, just 20 years old and a resident of York Avenue, Kingston 11, was killed during an incident involving police officers. I want to extend my deepest condolences to his family, friends, and the entire community. Shamar was known to many as a young man of good character, and I fully support the community's call for a full and transparent investigation into the circumstances of his death. This loss is even more painful because as a community, we have been working hard to build stronger and more positive relationships with the police to make our neighborhood safer for everyone. Today, I urge every eyewitness to reach out to Indicom and provide a statement. Your voice matters. Your truth matters. We must work together to ensure that Shamar's death is not brushed aside and that the full facts are brought to light. I stand with the family and with the residents of York Avenue. We will grieve together. We will demand justice together. Shamar's life mattered, and he deserves nothing less.
So people, you heard what residents had to say, and you heard what the MP, Mrs. Burke, had to say. Like I've always said, there are always 3 sides to the story. You hear from the MP, you hear from the residents, obviously. You're not going to hear from Mr. Riley, as like they say, dead man tells no tale. However, we have not heard from the police. Based on what the police say, they went on a mission with a warrant looking for gunmen, came under fire, returned like fire. After the smoke cleared, Mr. Man was out and cold, tapped out. The resident, them a say, him go buy food. The MP a say, based on what she knows, based on what she heard. Now, people, sometimes we say MP, politician, vouch for people, don't live with the people, don't know what these persons are doing, don't have these persons under surveillance. However, if you know somebody, some of the time you're going to vouch for them. However, when a politician goes out on a limb and vows for somebody that they are not that person's relative, just based on what people are say. And based on what we've heard a lot of times from a lot of these garrisons, we know that these people always have an opposite polar story about the characteristics of that person. They will always paint a perfect picture of Picasso, of that person being an angel, when the truth and the fact that they are the devil. Not to say that that is the case in this case, but me just say, it is very confusing whenever these stories are so conflicting. 90% of the time, whenever you hear people in the community vouch to this person, saying that he's an innocent boy and the police never usually have to take him away, rate it, lele, blah, blah, bling. Only to find out when we read the resume of that person, the amount of murder, the amount of shooting, the amount of pending case that they have, and the fact that the judge seems to be playing some sorts of sympathy party and let them out. Revolving door of criminality. We should not be surprised, and people, I am not saying that in this case, Mr. Riley is guilty of anything. What I do know is that Mr. Riley is dead, and the police side, and the resident side, and the MP side are polarly opposites. Again, in the comments investigating, again, in the comments asking, where are the body cameras? If you don't want to have any sorts of question, why not just simply wear these cameras? However, you and I know whenever you have ulterior motive, and if something does not fit your agenda, usually you're not going to wear it. Me nah say them not have any good reason not to wear it, but me just I said there are more reasons. And to eliminate any sorts of questions, why not just clear the air? Point blank and period. The picture that you see on the screen is of 43-year-old Derek Francis and 23-year-old Brianna McCoy. Brianna McCoy is the daughter of selector Ricky Trooper. On or about April 6, 2023, she was taken out by that same man, Mr. Francis. He happens to be the baby father of her child. As a matter of fact, he took her away, using the gun right in front of their child, in an apartment complex condominium in a Bridgeport, which is in Connecticut. He then fled the scene of the crime and was held 2 days later in Ohio. Luck would have it that he was driving with an ex-individual who was stopped by the police. His license had expired. He had a warrant. Police pulled him over, checked the vehicle. Mr. Francis tried to run. There was a chase. They held him. They found a tool under the vehicle, under the car seats. Don't know if it is a passenger or driver's side. It's not important. Now, people, it is said that there was trouble in paradise. It is said that she had planned to leave. It is said that this man got in his feelings. When you look at the age difference, him at 43, she was 23 at the time she met her demise. He was 20 years older than her. Usually, a young girl like that, if them ever chose a man, I am not saying that he is the ugliest man that ever got a pretty girl ever in her life and breed her, impregnate her, have a child with her. But usually, young girl like that is not going to pick up a man that is not the most handsomest, kind of monkey sample looking dude. Unless, of course, there is money. Unless, of course, there is some sorts of clout, name recognition. And there's nothing wrong with that because, like people say, love is blind, opposites attract. However, love is not usually dumb. But like me say, if you have money, if you have name, you have clout. Not to justify that this girl lost her life because she picked up a monkey sample. But me just I say a lot of times these young ladies know the type of individual that they are with. However, sometimes them feel as if them can't tame this individual. They see them in interaction with other person and see that they have a violent nature. Even experience that nature a lot of times, but them tell themselves that sure, him not gonna do me nothing. Him just like flare up. Until, of course, that flare-up goes to the furthest extent, as in this girl losing her life. The point I'm trying to make is that the choices that you make, just like the good that you do, it follows you. The bad that you do, it haunts you. Whenever you make bad choices in a partner, that bad choice will come back and haunt you. So I say this to say that this man, the average man, and there are some people that cannot take the stress and cannot take any sort of person dumping them, so therefore they might lick them chip and they might flip. However, the average man is not going to get a gun and take away his baby mother in front of their child, then go on the run. That person more than likely was a criminal element before, more than likely had anger management problem, and you saw exactly what he did. And like most persons with anger management problem, it always get the best of them, and this man did what he did and then him take for himself. He was held 2 days later, run from Connecticut, ran to Ohio, which is a couple of hundreds of miles away. Police hold him by feats. He went to court. Him tried to act like him mad. They did a psychological evaluation, realized that that insane defense that he was trying to use was not going to work. He was convicted. He is looking at least 60 years or so. Not to say that I have any sorts of question in my mind if that man was a criminal when she met him. But for whatever reason, she chose to have a baby with him. And I am not saying that it is justified, let me put my disclaimer out there, for him to take her away. But me just as say, whenever you choose wisely, because it can come back and haunt you, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on a video that has been making its round over social media, where it is said that another bites the dust. I want you to take a look at this video and see the interaction between the police and members of the community, or even family members of the man that lost his life. And then I'll give my piece.
Yeah, man, the three stooges confused, man. Trigger happy. Watch him try to make up a story. Don't tell the sergeant, no lie. Oh, the bomb buckle. Yo! Yo, Ben! 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 Yo, we're not gonna get food on! Remember that? We're not gonna get food on!
So people, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. That video says it all. Don't know the details as to what happened if it was a shootout. I am assuming that is what I am going to hear, if I have not heard it before. So we see that the police is there doing their job, conducting their alleged legal duty, and you hear the people taunt the police, three stooges. You hear the people send threat to the police, una go get it too. People, whenever you have the blade in your hand and the police have the handle, I do not think that you should taunt the police, because like we know, these police, they are ultra sensitive, very thin-skinned, very vindictive. And whenever any sort of neighborhood community flares up against the police, they are going to return with the military, meaning JDF and JCF. And you all know who is going to end up on the shitty end of the stick. It is usually a bad man, or even somebody that just get caught up, got framed, got allegedly taken out in some sorts of pie out. And I am not saying that in many cases, all of these shootouts are not justified, and these people were not criminal element, but me just as say, innocent people, casualty of war, collateral damage usually happen. So therefore, be very careful whenever you have your hand in the lion mouth. Be very careful how you take it out. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.